is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Protests are continuing this afternoon in downtown Madison.
Students at the university are calling for an end to funding for Israel, among other issues.
Our Catherine Merck is live from the student encampment on Library Mall with the latest. Catherine?
Susan and Brady, that's right. I'm on Library Mall right now, where students have been out here since 9 this morning. Take a look and see some of the tents that have been set up behind me. Students are holding up Palestinian flags and holding up signs that say Free Palestine. They're playing music and chanting things that make their voices heard about what they believe about this conflict. And protesters have demanded for an end to the war, as well as for UW-Madison to divest from corporations that do business with Israel. Since the announcement that this protest was happening, leaders at the university have said that students who violate some of their rules about protesting would face consequences. This comes after multiple universities around the country have faced police in the area telling protesters that they cannot put tents on campus to do that and make their voices heard. I asked one student about what she thought about the potential pushback.
I'm much more concerned about the 34,000 Palestinian lives and counting that Israel has killed than I am about whatever consequences I face.
Now, the amount of protesters goes in and out throughout the day. We at most in the morning hours saw probably somewhere around a couple hundred, and organizers tell us that there are planned speakers going to be here throughout the rest of the evening. So we're going to continue to provide live updates as these organizers tell us they do not have plans on leaving until there's some kind of change and some type of message from the university. So stick with us for the latest updates. Reporting live on UW campus, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. Across the country, similar protests are continuing on college campuses. Yesterday, Palestinian supporters clashed with pro-Israeli activists at UCLA. It happened after a security barrier was broken between the two sides. Fights broke out between the two sides, but no major injuries were reported. Meanwhile, in Boston, over 100 students were arrested at Northeastern University. Pro-Palestinian student demonstrators are calling for their schools to divest from companies that do business with Israel, while pro-Israeli demonstrators say people in the encampments are promoting anti-Semitism and ignoring Hamas-held hostages.
Let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano is out on the patio with it. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Brady. It actually turned into a pretty nice day. We had the showers early, but right now we're seeing dry conditions, and temperatures are definitely a little chilly, but pretty comfortable overall. Looking at the current radar, all the rain has cleared up, maybe just a few sprinkles for areas near the lake, but in general, we're looking at mostly dry conditions right now. And although we are seeing cloudy skies, temperatures are in the 60s. It is a little bit breezy, seeing a wind at 16 miles per hour, but right where I'm standing, not really feeling the wind, so the temperatures aren't too bad. Looking across Dane County, right now we're in the lower 60s, but down into the southeastern portion of the county, upper 60s right now, and that's really the tale of two parts of our area. 70 in Janesville, but lower 50s closer to the Mississippi River. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, we are going to see the skies clear up, but we're going to continue to see some breezy conditions early. We're having wind speeds up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour. The winds are going to calm down a little bit, but may continue to be breezy throughout the night. So we'll see partly cloudy skies this evening as temperatures drop into the 50s. And then for the overnight forecast, we're going to see clear skies with lows in the 40s. And we're going to see a very nice day on Tuesday before we have rain. And we have another alert day in the forecast now for Thursday. The details on that coming up a bit later.
Thank you, Jacob. Beginning today, phase 2 of the trial of Marshawn Giles, the Madison man accused of killing and sexually assaulting a toddler in 2022.
Giles was found guilty on 15 charges on Friday, but is pleading mental defect, so the trial continues. Our Maddie Heimsch is outside of the courthouse with the latest.
Delusional, paranoid, and unpredictable. These are words that Giles' defense used in opening statements this morning to describe the man's mental state in April of 2022 when he killed and sexually abused that toddler and physically abused her family members. The defense is pleading not guilty by reason of insanity, which means they must prove to the jury that Giles lacked capacity to either understand the wrongfulness of his actions or change his behavior to adhere to the law.
This defense is really saying look, this person couldn't form the intent to do the bad act because their behavior, their perception of reality was so warped by their mental disease or defect. It's a very rare defense. It's even more rare that it's successful.
But what if it is successful? On News 3 Now at 5, we'll talk potential outcomes for this phase of the trial. Reporting in Madison, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
An incident Sunday morning in Beloit left one person dead and a police officer on administrative leave.
Now a state agency is investigating, as our Will Keneally explains.
So we're here in Beloit, where yesterday police encountered a man who was carrying essentially 2 knives and heading towards another person. During that interaction on Ashland Avenue on the city's north side, police ultimately shot and killed that suspect. We now know that the Division of Criminal Investigation in the state DOJ is investigating that officer-involved shooting. It's the same agency that is usually brought in to investigate these types of shootings. It's actually the second recent officer-involved shooting here in Beloit. Last month, a police chase that started across state lines ended with an Illinois law enforcement officer shooting and killing a suspect here in Beloit. Now, the Wisconsin DOJ is investigating that incident as well, and we'll have more updates for you as we get them. Reporting from Beloit, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is continuing to track the confirmed measles case in Wisconsin. It's released the locations of possible exposure sites and is warning anyone in these areas to check their MMR vaccine status. The locations are as follows: the Quick Trip on West Madison Avenue in Milton on Sunday, April 21st. You Break, I Fix on East Washington Avenue in Madison on April 22nd. Noodles & Company on Limestone Pass in Cottage Grove on April 22nd. SSM Health Dean Medical Group in Janesville on April 22nd and 23rd. The list of exposure times can be found on the DHS website.
In more local news, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is preparing for its upcoming season of Concerts on the Square.
And it's holding a widely anticipated gala to help raise some money. Concerts and Cuisine is back at the Madison Marriott West this year. The event features more than 25 chefs trying to wow the audience with the best dishes that they can offer. It will leave anyone in attendance full of choice and full of food. All of the proceeds go toward making sure the signature summer event stays on the square.
You know, it's not a freebie. It costs a lot of money to bring that to Madison, and have for 40 years so far, and we're going into our 41st.
The gala is scheduled for June 2nd, and tickets are available at wcoconcerts.org/gala.
Well, coming up next on Live at 4, a look at our 3-part Time for Kids special.
We'll hear from Jalen Banks about what we can expect from this in-depth look at a local doctor's impact on children who have special needs. That's next when Live at 4 continues.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
We really need new siding.
After I get my windows. Have you tried opening ours?
We're not touching the windows until we redo the roof. It's leaking.
We are not redoing the roof without getting new gutters.
The gutters can wait till I get my bathtub.
We agreed on a shower for Mom.
But I thought...
Happy spouse, happy house.
Exactly.
Wait. For home improvement guaranteed to make everyone happy, everyone can agree on 1-800-HANSON's, because our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters are all guaranteed for life. And our baths have a no-leak guarantee. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement experts, exceeding expectations for 35 years. Get 50% off professional installation, or no interest and no payments for 2 full years. Offer ends soon.
It's under.
Over.
Hey, happy spouse, happy house.
Call 1-800-HANSON's. Get it done.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
What you see here is an irresistibly special gift that just moments before was filled with the world's most delicious snacks from Nuts.com. Nuts, dried fruits, sweets, and other treats. All her favorites in one special tray of tasty temptation. Freshly roasted to perfection or freshly baked, dipped, seasoned, or popped to satisfy every craving. Create your own combination for Mother's Day or choose from Nuts.com's gift baskets and tins with every flavor of happy. Get 20% off plus free shipping on your first order.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
Madison's older generations open up. Settle in with Madison Magazine for fun, frank, and funny reflections from local seniors. Then meet a new generation taking action against climate change. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now. Madison Magazine presents The City Guide, your ultimate resource for Madison area adventures. With inside tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available now on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
I'd love to thank everyone at Gruber for taking time and being patient with me.
Thank you. I'm just really, really grateful. I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Gruber, thanks.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Thank you very much.
Over recent years, there have been a handful of states that have ultimately decided presidential elections, among them Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
A new CBS News poll finds tight contests yet again in all of them, just like in 2020. That means a tight race overall, since these states could swing the Electoral College.
Earlier today, Brady and I talked about the latest poll with the Director of Elections and Surveys at CBS News, Anthony Salvanto. So, Anthony, President Biden won all three of these states in 2020. So what has changed since then, and why are they so close again 4 years later?
Hey there, Susan. I want to start with the economy because it's the #1 issue on voters' minds. But take a look at this. When you compare now to 2020, and we ask people, do you think your state economy has gotten better? Well, take a look at Wisconsin, and it's got a lot in common with Michigan and Pennsylvania. Only a quarter of voters say they think it's gotten better. And I want to point out, this was compared to during the pandemic. When we polled in Wisconsin in 2020, it was during the pandemic. So they're comparing that to now, and there's still a lot that feel like the economy has even gotten worse. The reason for that is inflation. But the way that that comes out now is in your personal finances. And take a look at that. You get a sizable number that feel their finances have gotten worse since before the pandemic, all of which means the economic numbers are still weighing on President Biden. And that means that a lot of people tell us in Wisconsin they feel like they'd be financially better off under President Trump. And that's weighing on the incumbents' numbers right now.
Yeah, and certainly Wisconsin is a big key in this race. Biden has been campaigning a lot in Wisconsin. Famously, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton did not campaign here in 2016. So is he really taking that lesson and trying to run with it now?
Well, I'm going to point you to this. When we ask people who better understands, people like you, look at this. It's effectively even between Biden and Trump. This is one of those measures where I think for Joe Biden, he's got to get that number up. He's got to get it up to where it was in 2020. And sometimes personally campaigning in a state can do that. So I do think it could very well matter in Wisconsin and in a lot of other swing states. The other thing that I think is really going to matter is the abortion issue, because you see a lot of people in all these states in Wisconsin who say they're paying attention to the issue and also say that they're watching what goes on with the issue in other states, in Arizona, in Florida. So it really is nationalized right now. And I'll tell you this, when people feel, in the case of a lot of Democrats in particular, that they're angry about the overturn of Roe v. Wade, they're more likely to be voting for Joe Biden. So I think you're going to see the Biden campaign continue to press that issue and continue to try to move a lot of Democrats, especially motivating turnout along those lines, guys.
And when it comes to former President Trump, is his hush money trial, is that impacting voters at all? Can we predict anything with that?
Well, take a look at this. Very even splits between whether voters are more concerned that Donald Trump may have committed a crime versus the idea that the charges are politically motivated. What happens there? It's a lot of Republicans who feel this second one about it being politically motivated. It's a lot of Democrats who you might expect feel more concerned that he may have committed a crime. But there's no lopsided advantage for either side in this case. And so the net of that is that there isn't a lot of impact of the trial, but I do think it's important to watch going forward if this changes, if something changes with regard to the trial or the charges, could that move the needle? During the primaries, we saw a majority of Republicans tell us that they still believe Donald Trump would be fit for office if convicted of a crime. But could it move more independent voters, more moderate voters? That is, I think, something certainly to watch as we go forward over the months, guys.
Very interesting to talk to you. We appreciate your time, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's turn from political forecasting to our weather forecasting. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano has our first warn forecast. Jacob?
Thanks, Brady. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for the rest of this week. We're going to see mild temperatures going forward. We're going to have highs in the 60s and 70s throughout the 10-day forecast. Our next chance of rain will come Tuesday night, but our next chance of solid rainfall, especially rainfall during the day, will be on Thursday, as we are expecting possibly a few thunderstorms. And we have an alert day now in the forecast for Thursday for the possibility of some strong storms. Now, right now, it looks like we'll for sure see plenty of rainfall, but the question of severe weather is still up in the air. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, here's a look at your forecast for Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine, highs in the lower 70s. It's going to be a beautiful day on Tuesday, and Wednesday is expected to be pretty nice as well before we see that rainfall move in. Now, as we look at the forecast over the next 48 hours or so, we are going to see that rainfall Tuesday night. Could see some severe weather for areas near the Mississippi River, but the strongest storms will stay out in Iowa and southern Minnesota. As the rain moves into our area, it's still expected to precipitate for much of the region, but the severe weather risk will have diminished once it gets closer to Madison. And the good news is that this will mostly occur during the overnight hours. So during the day on Tuesday and during the day on Wednesday, we're looking mostly dry. Now, looking at Wednesday evening, we're going to start to see the second system move into our area, but it's really going to impact our region on Thursday. Now, if we can get some sunshine on Thursday, that will fuel some thunderstorms. But if it's raining throughout the entire day, similar to what happened yesterday, the severe weather risk will be diminished in that situation. However, right now it is looking like we could see the sunshine appear for a little bit, which will allow some severe weather to form later in the day, during the evening and early overnight hours into Friday. Now, most of the rain will clear out by Friday afternoon, but we could see some lingering showers during the morning, and we actually are going to see some sunshine by the end of the day on Friday. So here's a look at the precipitation forecast for Tuesday night system. It looks like the heaviest rain will be for areas near Iowa and Minnesota, but adding Thursday into Friday system's rain into the equation, we are expecting more decent rainfall for a lot of our area, and especially for those that are still under the drought, which are locations to the north and west of Madison. So here's a specific look at the precipitation chances over the next 7 days. We are going to see dry conditions tonight and tomorrow, the rain Tuesday night, and then dry again for Wednesday before that second system moves in. Looks like the best chance of rain will be on Thursday. Some of those numbers may have to be put up a little bit because we are going to see consistent rainfall, it looks like. Now, here's the good news. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s to lower 70s each of the next 10 days. So the spring-like weather is certainly here to stay. It does look like we are going to be dry for the weekend, as we could see maybe a lingering shower on Saturday. But for the most part, we're looking at very nice weather. And then throughout next week, we have another storm chance on Tuesday. So typically, this is looking like a pretty normal, first week of May forecast with 60s and 70s and a few thunderstorm chances.
All right, Jacob, thank you. On this week's Time for Kids Report, we explore the life and legacy of Dr. Daryl Treffert and his efforts to better the lives of those with autism and other conditions.
Our Jalen Banks joins us now previewing what to expect for this 3-part series. Jalen?
Brady and Susan, as we close out Autism Acceptance Month, we will introduce you to Dr. Daryl Trefford, and as you guys just mentioned, we'll learn about the life and legacy of Dr. Trefford. Tuesday, we'll learn about the Trefford approach, a strength-based approach that focuses on strengths and other skills and has changed the way we treat and interact with those with autism and other conditions. And finally, on Wednesday, we will spend the day at SSM Health's Trefford Studios, a facility for neurodivergent individuals that teaches them valuable skills and surrounds them with a community that fulfills Dr. Trefford's visions.
Boy, it's so important for people to realize these resources exist in the community for people with autism. What was your motivation personally for wanting to do this series?
My motivation for wanting to do it, I wanted to highlight and kind of break some of the stigmas that we put on neurodivergent individuals and people with autism and things of that nature. So when I went to the facility a few months back and I saw what was available, I just wanted to highlight those skills and show, like, hey, these people are capable of whatever they put their minds to.
And what are some other reasons that you are sharing this story, and what do you hope comes from it?
The biggest thing that I hope comes from it is talking about Trefford Studios. There are communities out there. They may not always be highlighted, but they are out there. And so by putting an emphasis on Trefford Studios, parents, loved ones, they can see, hey, my child, my friend, my son, nephew, whomever, can go out there and be with others just like them, as well as learn some pretty good skills and be with the community.
It's very powerful to know you're not alone. You know, it really makes a huge difference. We're looking forward to it. And the first installment airs tonight at 6.
Yes.
We'll see you then. We'll see you at 6, Jalen. Thank you.
Well, coming up next on Live at 4, a sneak peek at a mouth-watering competition right here in the 608.
Another tough assignment for Josh Spreiter. He has the latest on the final fight to be crowned Wisconsin's best burger. That's next when Live at 4 continues.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on May 2nd at 5:30 p.m. to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free online educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Novartis may help you save on your prescription.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
April showers bring May flowers. But do your tired gutters risk basement flooding? To the rescue, Fry Construction. Our absolute gutter system is custom fabricated on-site for a perfect seamless fit. It's engineered to outperform. Looking for a break in the clouds? How about a sunny 24% discount on our absolute gutter system? To get this deal, visit fryconstruction.com today to schedule a full roof replacement.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Dr. Raval is one of the best. I mean, you can't ask for any other person in orthopedics that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of people in orthopedics, let me tell you. Ortho team and Dr. Raval are wonderful.
In the the 608, it all comes down to this week in Wisconsin's Best Burger Contest.
Ooh, drum roll. Josh Spreiter has the restaurants that made it to the top and what comes next.
After receiving thousands of nominations last month, the Wisconsin Beef Council has the Elite 8 in the inaugural Best Burger Contest. This contest is designed to seek out and promote 100% beef burgers prepared in Wisconsin restaurants. Here's a look at the top 8 establishments in alphabetical order. Brazen Head Pub in West Bend, Crafty Cow in Milwaukee, Doghouse Bar and Grill in Mount Horeb, and Ferrying Bar and Grill in Merrimack. On the next graphic here, we have Pickles Bar and Grill in Hazelhurst, Skippy's Burger Bar in Thiensville, Straight Home Bar and Grill in Eland, and the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria. We'll actually be paying the Dump a visit tomorrow morning live at the 608 to see what they're cooking up in trying to win. All 8 of these restaurants are now being evaluated by a secret panel of judges. The burgers are scored on taste, appearance, proper doneness, overall enjoyment of the burger, and bonus points may be given for eating environment, atmosphere, and experience. The winning restaurant will be announced on Wednesday, May 1st to kick off May Beef Month. The Wisconsin Beef Council is excited to see this first year of the contest come together. It's a way for Wisconsinites to support our great food service industry. You can track updates to Wisconsin's Best Burger Contest by going to this story at channel3000.com. In the 608, Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Those look pretty good.
Best of luck to the Elite 8.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Well, at the box office, one movie rose to the top this weekend.
Will Loper is back with a look at the newest release that looks to be a real hit on the court.
Hey, Susan and Brady. The newest film, Challengers, had no challengers at the box office, easily winning #1 with $15 million. But is the movie worth seeing?
Tashi Duncan, she's in another league. You were incredible today. To have a fashion line, a foundation, she's gonna turn a whole family into millionaires.
Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Feist star as 3 tennis players who have a complicated relationship with each other.
What are you gonna do now?
Unfortunately, my only skill in life is hitting a ball with a racket.
I want you to be my coach. I want you to be my coach.
The film flashes backward and forward to reveal how they met and how a simple tennis match between the men carries far more weight than simply winning or losing.
He's not in love with you.
What makes you think I want someone to be in love with me?
It's nice to see you lit up about something, even if it's my girlfriend.
Challengers is gripping to watch unfold and provides a fascinating character study for each of the leads. The score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is fantastic, and Zendaya in particular shines as Tashi.
You don't know what tennis is. It's a relationship.
Challengers is absolutely worth seeing in theaters. Remember, if you play Spider-Man's love interest in a movie, it's only a matter of time before you're starring in a tennis movie.
I never want to go there again.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Sorry, but I can't see anything with your hand in my... I'm sorry.
That's
Funny
such a
how
good
that
point.
happens.
They were all in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this one. It looks pretty good.
Everyone on social media has been talking about it. I'm
really?
excited.
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Well, coming up next on Live at 4, we have continued coverage of the divestment protests that are happening right now on the UW-Madison campus.
What the students are asking for and how possible it actually is when Live at 4 returns.
Spring is here, and April showers bring nasty, dirty, clogged, leaking, mosquito-breeding gutters. Hi, Andrew Larson here with Larson Home Services and Gutter Shutter Gutters, Wisconsin's largest, most durable, clog-free gutter system. Get back to the things that you really enjoy. Hunting, fishing, golfing, boating, being with family and friends, or just playing with your dog. Go get it. Remember, when you think gutters, think Larson Home Services.
Do you have both Medicare and Medicaid? If so, you may qualify for a dual-eligible special needs plan from Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, with benefits and coverage for dental services or routine eye exams. Call now to explore plan options available in your zip code. Learn about the additional care, resources, and support you could have with an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plan. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual-eligible special needs plans offer more benefits than you have access to with original Medicare alone. Additional benefits could help you save out-of-pocket costs. These benefits could include a healthy grocery allowance each month, transportation to plan approved medical appointments, or an annual allowance to spend on eyewear. Most of the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plans have $0 monthly premiums, $0 copays, or $0 deductibles that can also help you save on out-of-pocket costs. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, don't miss your chance to enroll in a dual special needs plan. Call today to see what plans with additional benefits may be available in your zip code. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plans offer more than original Medicare, like annual allowances towards dental, vision, or hearing coverage. These plans offer even more benefits that may provide you with additional care and support. With a 24/7 nurse line, you could have access to a registered nurse to help answer your questions whenever you need. If you're in immediate need of a caregiver or emergency services, these Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plans provide a personal emergency response system. Contact a caregiver or emergency services at the touch of a button. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, don't miss your chance to enroll in a plan with more benefits than you may have with original Medicare alone. Call today to speak with a licensed agent and explore 2024 dual-eligible special needs plans. The call is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 800-357-1385. 800-357-1385. That's 800-357-1385. Call now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
This is one of the prettiest views in Madison. Oldbrook Park looking out over the lake. The flowers are blooming.
I love those trees so much.
I do too.
Yeah.
Aren't they pretty?
Well, our weather words, unfortunately an active week ahead. Let's go to Jacob Montesano with a look at what to expect. Jacob?
Yeah, although we are going to see more rain in the forecast, right now it's actually pretty comfortable. We had all the rain earlier clear out of our area, but we still are seeing some cloudy skies. However, not seeing any more rain as all of the rain is now currently impacting parts of the Great Lakes, but even then we're just seeing some light showers for those areas. Looking at the temperatures across Dade County, 58 in Sauk City, but 68 in Edgerton. So a pretty big change in temperatures across the county, and that's the case for our entire area. 70 in Janesville, but lower 50s for parts of the northwestern region of our area. So we are seeing cooler temperatures for some, but fairly comfortable for the eastern side of our area. Now, we also are dealing with some wind. Some areas are seeing wind speeds up to around 20 miles per hour, but the good news is that we aren't expecting breezy conditions for the next couple of days. And if we look at the evening forecast, partly cloudy skies during the evening, but then we're going to see clear skies overnight as temperatures drop into the 40s. So a pretty normal night. I mean, it is going to be a little cool, but that's pretty close to the average low for this time of the year. And Tuesday will be beautiful before we are going to see more rainfall. And I'll talk you through the forecast on that coming up a little bit later.
Thank you, Jacob. We're continuing our coverage of the divestment protests on UW-Madison's campus.
Our Catherine Merck is live with the latest details from the encampment on Library Mall. Catherine?
Susan and Brady, we've been here all day as students continue to protest what is happening in Gaza. Take a look behind me, what's happening at Library Mall. There's multiple students out here. At the start of the day, there were hundreds gathered at Library Mall. Many of them are holding up signs in favor of Palestine, holding up the flags, and they have tents that are all across Library Mall here. This mirrors protests that have been happening at universities around the country, and these protesters tell me that they're planning to be here all day or until the university takes a stance on the conflict. As you can see, it's a majority in favor of Palestine in the conflict, but there is a smaller group that is representing some of the Israeli side. They're holding up signs that say "End anti-Semitism on campus." But again, that is a smaller group in comparison to the overwhelming majority of people in favor of Palestine in this conflict. We're going to continue to cover what's happening here throughout the rest of our newscast. And coming up at 5 o'clock, you're going to hear from one of the organizers herself, who says a message for the university, who has told some of the students that if they continue to tent out here, there could be consequences. More on that at 5. Reporting live on UW-Madison's campus, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Catherine. Well, Well, one of the many reasons why the students have gone to this step is because they want the university to divest from companies doing business in Israel.
Our Kyle Pozorski joins us now with a breakdown of what this is and how it would work. Kyle?
The student groups are demanding UW to divest from companies listed on the American Friends Service Committee. That's a group with a history of divestment campaigns. On the list include American companies of Boeing, Caterpillar, and Northrop Grumman. Those, along with roughly half of the 33 on the AFSC list, are members of the S&P 500. So why this matters is because many management companies set up mutual or exchange-traded funds based on the S&P. The investment funds are made up of pooled money put into those, leaving very little control over single stocks. So when a university invests endowment money into a mutual fund, for example, it's either all or nothing. The dozen or so companies only make up 0.03% of S&P stocks, so this can make it hard to divest, and as some argue, will not make much of a difference because, remember, if someone is selling, another person is buying. Finally, the University of Wisconsin Foundation and Alumni Association does not disclose what their investments are in, so we don't know if they are actually invested in the Israel-involved companies. It's another one of the issues the students are demanding more clarity on.
Thank you, Kyle. Well, Gaza-related protests continue on college campuses in spite of repeated efforts to shut them down. Yesterday, Palestinian supporters clashed with pro-Israeli activists at UCLA. Dozens clashed after a security barrier was breached. Multiple fights took place, but no major injuries have been reported. Following the fights, UCLA officials moved to drastically reinforce the barricades and railings across the country in Boston. Authorities detained 100 people at Northeastern University. This as universities are threatening to halt their graduation ceremonies if the protests continue.
I personally don't view it as much of a loss if we don't have a graduation, especially with what they're trying to fight for.
Campuses are continuing to use more pressure from both police and administrative action to try and stop these protests. The stock market kicked off the week with a short rise compared to Friday. The Dow Jones rose 146 points, the Nasdaq is up 55, and the S&P is up 16. Coming up next on Live at 4, conflict in the Middle East continues.
We'll tell you why the U.S. is concerned about Israel's plans to rescue their hostages. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Want fresh air.
You need the experts.
Right now at Felco, get free installation plus no interest for 6 years.
Call 866 for Felco.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I can immediately see the shades getting brighter and brighter or whiter and whiter.
Order PowerSwabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free quick stick pen with your order. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
New at 5, the second phase of the trial of Marshawn Giles begins today. How the defense intends to prove the man was delusional, paranoid, and unpredictable.
Our quiet weather is short-lived. Thunderstorms are possible by Tuesday night. We're also tracking alert day conditions for the possibility of strong storms by Thursday. I have all the details at 5.
And ahead at 6, tensions flare as UW-Madison students protest the Israel-Hamas war. Catherine Merck is on scene with the latest tonight at 6.
The U.S. is stepping up pressure on Hamas to agree to a new ceasefire deal put forward from Israel.
This comes as Hamas released 2 new videos over the weekend showing American hostages still in custody, but supposedly still alive. Nicole Skenga has more from the White House.
President Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over the weekend as the U.S. continues to push for an Israeli ceasefire and for Hamas to release its hostages.
It is a priority to get those hostages home. It is a priority to get to a ceasefire and is obviously a priority to get that all-important humanitarian aid into Gaza.
The president dispatched Secretary of State Antony Blinken to the Middle East to work with partners on a potential ceasefire.
We're addressing it, working on it, together with partners throughout the region.
Hamas leaders flew to Egypt to discuss the latest proposal from Israel, which includes the group releasing as many as 33 hostages in exchange for a pause in hostilities in Gaza.
Hamas has before it a proposal that is extraordinarily generous on the part of Israel.
Hamas released more propaganda videos over the weekend showing hostages still alive. It included at least 2 Americans, including 64-year-old Keith Siegel.
This is the first time that we're seeing him, that we're hearing him. It's surreal.
Hannah Siegel, Keith Siegel's niece, told Face the Nation that she believes Hamas is asking for U.S. help in cutting a deal.
That these 2 videos are a signal from Hamas that they are ready to make a deal, and a reminder that there are American citizens being held, including Keith.
Siegel's daughter has called on Netanyahu to do more to strike a deal and get the hostages returned. Nicole Skenga, CBS News, the White House.
Blinken is scheduled to visit Israel this week as trying to seal the ceasefire deal.
Coming up next on Live at 4, graduation season is upon us.
Our happiness expert, UW-Madison Professor Christine Whelan, is here with some great advice for your graduate when Live at 4 continues.
Wow, is that really me? Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Oh my God. I can't believe I have no lines in my face.
I'm just in love with the mirror right now. It's a facelift in a jar.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. We've created the best offer yet with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. People across the country look and feel years younger in minutes.
Here, I don't look 61 in 3 weeks, and this is only because of Plexiderm.
Holy like I look 15 years younger.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. So if under eye bags and wrinkles make you look tired and older, try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com.
What can our foam do for your home?
Incredible comfort, no matter what the weather.
Incredible savings, because your AC is going to run so much less.
It even reduces outside noise and allergens.
No matter what kind of cheap insulation you already have, our foam will go right over it.
Incredible. And spring is the time for incredible deals. So we're matching the $1,200 tax credit with a $1,200 discount.
USA Insulation.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about.
We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like hazy or blurred vision, so it's hard to see fine details. Colors that appear dull or washed out. Or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Boy, this year has flown by.
I know. What happened?
Graduation, believe it or not, is just days away here in Madison and on college campuses around the country.
Members of the incoming college class of 2028 will soon begin 4 critical years of their lives.
College is a time for asking a lot of questions, from simple things like how do I deal with a roommate to major questions like what should I be doing with my life? We're still asking those questions. Well, if you're looking for some advice for your graduate, our happiness expert, UW-Madison professor Christine Whelan is here. Good to see you.
So glad to be back. Hello.
Now, you recommend 2 great guides.
Absolutely.
And one you actually contributed to and one you wrote.
Indeed.
So let's start with the Freshman Survival Guide.
So the Freshman Survival Guide is in its 3rd edition, just out now, totally updated and revised. And it is a guide for first-year college students to figure out not just what they want to do in college in class, but who they want to be. It's about mind, body, and soul. And so for all of the parents and grandparents out there who are looking for a gift that is a kind of holistic guide, this one is it. And I contributed as a college professor, giving lots of advice to the soon-to-be college students.
What is some good advice for them?
So first of all, yes, you want to go to class, but a lot of these are important things. These are important details. And go to your professor's office hours. But a lot of the learning actually comes from your peers, from making relationships and building connections. So rather than having your phone in class all the time, put it down and talk to the person next to you.
That's very good advice. Graduation is always such a huge transition.
It is.
Even if you're, no matter where you're going, if you're going from middle school to high school to college, but particularly in college, that's a big, I always say welcome to the school of life. You know,
you learn a lot.
Yes,
indeed. So when kids are going from high school to college, it's often challenging because all throughout high school, your purpose, we think, is to get into college. But no, that's a goal. Your purpose is so much bigger. Then you get to the college campus, and then you're asking some of those big questions, which is why I wrote a book called The Big Picture, A Guide to Finding Your Purpose in Life. And Bill McGarvey, one of the editors and writers of the Freshman Survival Guide, he and I have always had this conversation about in college, you need to ask those big questions. You need to talk about mind, body, and soul. And then I wrote the big picture for people as they're also transitioning into the real world, into the work world. Who do I want to be when I grow up? Because that's now. What are those big questions I need to ask? And you know what? Young people are really, really eager to ask these questions right now. So being able to have the space and the time to ask and answer is actually a relief to them.
They're very mindful about that, having a place in this world. Would you say, do you have to do it all at once?
You do not. You do not. And by the way, purpose does not mean solving all the world's problems. It can actually mean paying your school loans back and paying your rent. So getting a job and showing up every day is purposeful work. The other thing to know is that young people are just getting started, and so many of them feel like they are disengaged. The stuff they're doing isn't meaningful for them. But knowing that they are taking steps toward meaning, toward purpose in their life, and really building something bigger, my hope is that this can be an inspiration for college students and all grads.
What is the best piece of advice you would give to your freshman self?
Go to professor's office hours because you don't know how good you've got it when you're on campus.
That is good advice.
And also really invest in those relationships, because these are the people who are going to be with you for the rest of your life. I'm going back for my 25th college reunion in a couple weeks, and I am so glad to be going back because I had such a great time during those years.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Now, your book is available online, right?
My book is available online and everywhere, and the Freshman Survival Guide, I think, is in Targets and Barnes & Nobles. It's all over the place now because it has done so well over the years. So this revised edition, I think, will be great for students, too.
Very good. Thank you for being on with us. And
absolutely. Always happy to be here.
All right, should we get a look at our weather survival guide with Jacob?
Yeah, we are going to see some active weather this week, but at this point, we aren't expecting anything drastic like we did see possibly Saturday evening, where we had a few strong storms, even a few tornado warnings. But we are going to see some possible storms on Thursday, and we actually do have an alert day for the possibility of strong storms. But the good news is that temperatures are going to remain in the 60s and 70s going forward, with a few other chances of rain beyond Thursday. But the alert day is for Thursday. We could see some strong storms. Right now, it looks like the biggest hazard will be some strong winds. Still a bit unclear as to if we will see a strong tornado threat or not, but some storms are expected during that time frame nonetheless. But first, tomorrow is going to be gorgeous. High temperatures will be near 70, plenty of sunshine. I know a lot of people probably work, but get out and enjoy the weather if you can. But there are also some other very nice days in the 10-day forecast, and I'll get to that in a moment. So looking at the rainfall forecast over the next 48 hours or so, as I mentioned, dry Tuesday, but as we get into the later evening and early overnight hours on Tuesday, we are going to see some showers and storms move into our area. We could see some severe weather, but it looks like the strongest storms will stay out in Iowa and Minnesota, and the rain for our area will mostly occur during the overnight hours, so most of Wednesday will be dry once again. And then more showers are going to move in Wednesday evening, early overnight, but really impact our area on Thursday. And that is where we have the alert day, where we could possibly see a few strong storms, especially during the evening hours. Now, this looks to possibly continue into early Friday, but a lot of it looks to clear out by Friday afternoon. Now, we also are going to see plenty of rainfall from the system. So severe weather aside, we could possibly be seeing up to 2 inches of rainfall once again. And it looks like the areas north and west of Madison may see the most rain, which are also the areas that are dealing with the strongest drought. So definitely some good news, and we'll definitely take some welcoming rainfall. Looking more specifically at the rain chances, the best chance of rain will be Thursday during the day and Thursday night, with the chance of rain Tuesday night and a possibility that that rain could linger into Friday. But it looks like the weekend is going to be dry for us, and it's also going to be very comfortable, as highs will be in the upper 60s and lower 70s. So like I mentioned, if you can't enjoy the weather tomorrow, there's a lot of nice days in the forecast, with plenty of days in the 60s and 70s and plenty of sunshine. But we do have an alert day on Thursday, and we also have another chance of storms for next Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on May 2nd at 5:30 p.m. to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free online educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Get your garden started. All 4.5-inch body plants are on sale. These Hormel entrees are just $6.49 each. Schultz grass seed is just $8.99 each. And a gallon of Pool Shock is only $3.99. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals, plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Novartis may help you save on your prescription.
Dr. Raval is one of the best. I mean, you can't ask for any other person in orthopedics that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of people in orthopedics, let me tell you. Ortho team and Dr. Raval are wonderful.
New at 5, the second phase of the trial of Marshawn Giles begins today. How the defense intends to prove The man was delusional, paranoid, and unpredictable. Maddie Heimsch has the latest from the courtroom coming up next.
We can do this just as well as anyone that's not on the spectrum.
And the late Dr. Daryl Trefford devoted his life to proving that. In my Time for Kids series, I'll explore the legacy of this extraordinary psychiatrist. Starting tonight at 6.
Take a look at this. NASA just released its best photos of the year in an out-of-this-world online collection. Researchers at the agency's headquarters handpicked 100 images capturing the best moments of 2023. Well, those are pretty cool. Well, they're now all available to view on NASA's website. Some highlights include an explosive up-close look at the launch of the massive Soyuz rocket to a very up-close look at a teeny tiny sample from the asteroid Bennu. The full album is worth a gander for a complete look to see everything going on out of this world. We'll be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. During Chevy truck season, get 0.9% financing on all 2023 and 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or qualified lessees can get this Silverado for $499 a month.
Spring is here! The grass is getting green and the flowers are blooming. And along with that comes the rain. Hi, Andrew Larson here from Larson Home Services. When's the last time someone inspected your roof, giving you the peace of mind that your roof was good to go for another year? At Larson Home Services, we'll give you a free 16-point inspection letting you know the true condition of your roof. Remember, when you think roofing, think Larson, Wisconsin's best roofing experience.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
That wraps up today's Live at 4 for this Monday. Brady's in the newsroom with what to expect in our coverage moving forward. Brady?
Well, tomorrow on Live at 4, Consumer Reports shows us how to save some money by checking up on your credit report. And next at 5, we're continuing our live coverage of the divestment protests on UW-Madison's campus. The protesters' demands and the response so far, next at 5. Well, thanks for joining us on Live at 4. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.